What's up, guys? This is Black Hollywood Live. We are talking the very triggering, very emotional season finale of Insecure. Stay tuned. So fitting, right?
Yes.
Just all in your emotions. What's up, guys? We are here to discuss that finale that had, closure and tears and a few surprises. What's up, guys? This is Mariel Turner. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mariel_Turner.
Hey guys, it's Drew Jones. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at OKDrewJ.
Hey everybody, it's Ashley Allen, and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at Ashley Reed Allen.
What's up, guys? I'm your host, Christine Alexis, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Christine Bean.
So, ladies, that finale, was it not I had some friends, they were getting to tears with that conversation. It was a lot.
It was.
I absolutely cried. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I had my glasses on. I'm just wiping the tears. It was just gave me all the feels.
Right.
Yeah, emotionally feel. I think the part that made me emotional was seeing Issa's last walk up to her apartment when she was walking in. I'm just like, damn, this is gonna be the last time. This is really a closure for her.
Right. It's the end of an era. Because now we've gotten used to the dunes, right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to be somewhere new. So we're going to get into all of that, but we start the episode with Issa kind of walking through Inglewood, right? Mm-hmm. And her rent has gone up. She's walking through, and she sees this white woman outside of this closed-down store. And the white woman's like, oh, it's the hottest new coffee spot in Iwood, which was a small scene, but I really love how they show, gentrification and kind of alluded to that, because it's going on in a lot of black neighborhoods, black cities. I really like that scene.
I would.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
I feel like you'd get jumped if someone heard you.
I hope that does not become a thing. So this finale was really interesting because they split it up into parts, right? So we look at the past month from that horrible conversation between Issa and Lawrence, and they each go through a 30-day kind of blurb. So we start with Lawrence, right, at this marathon. So he's running, and he's running with Aparna, so clearly that's still going well. And while he's running, he spots Issa and Molly on the sidelines, and they don't really notice him. Right. And it seems like he's a little triggered, right? Because then he starts speed running.
He starts running faster.
Yeah. I was like, this baggage.
Yeah.
And then we cut to him, cooking with Aparna in his new place that has stainless steel and brand new cabinets, and it's clear that he's kind of upgraded his lifestyle. Yeah. And they're cooking, having a good time, sexing in the kitchen. It seems like everything is going really well. And she encourages him to work on this new app called Saddle, I think is the name of it. And he's like, I can't do my own thing, but he goes with what she wants. Then it cuts to them at dinner. And that's where you first see this little inklings of Lawrence being jealous and kind of having this baggage from what happened with him and Issa, which I thought was interesting because he made it seem like, oh, you're a hoe, I'm over this. And it's coming out.
Yeah.
Well, that's because at the end of the day, we all know that he's in his feelings. He's the only one trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
He's not feeling that way, which is natural. We all do it. We've all been there before. But I did think that it was interesting how she kind of played her physical relationship with her coworker so nonchalantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't really know how to feel about that. My initial reaction was you giving away a little bit too much sauce, up top. You know what I mean? Hold back some information.
Yeah,
Gee.
Well, I think it goes back to the whole she's the cool girl. She doesn't care. It's whatever. I'm just having sex. It's not a big deal. I'm just not a fan of her.
Really?
Yeah. She just is too cool for school, and I'm like.
Yeah, it seems like she's trying too hard.
And it just, I don't know. We saw how it played out.
I could see how a conversation like that could be so triggering for Lawrence, considering Issa cheated on him. And I thought it was cool to see how the remnants of that relationship are still coming out in his new one, and to see it in action, because you see that little twitch of jealousy in him, and I was like, ooh, this is not going to end well. Like, I had a feeling, I was like, this is not going to end well.
Yeah. Not going to end well. So she's like, hey, don't worry about it. It happened a few times, but I'm cool, right? The very cool girl thing. So then we cut to him. He's at his house about to watch the Due North finale, which I feel like this needs to be a real show. Like,
so funny.
It is so funny.
I would watch it.
I would watch it.
I'd be on the Aftershow for it.
It should be like TGIT. Yeah.
Let us know, guys. Do you want an after show for Due North?
Yes.
They make a show.
We'll do it.
Yeah, let's get the chat up. I'm sure you guys have a lot to say about all of this. So he's there with his boys, and just like boys do, giving him the worst advice ever.
The worst advice.
The worst. Like, oh, she's still hanging out, or she still talks to a dude she used to mess with. You need to check that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Lawrence.
It's not even like that. I mean, at the end of the day, like, they're not in a relationship. She hasn't really done anything to make him jealous. Like, besides her being a little bit too honest, like, because I'm a person of honesty. Like, I want somebody to be for real, upfront, like, let me decide how I feel, like, tell me the truth. But she's kind of, like, giving a little bit too much detail, and I also think that kind of made him realize, okay, this is fun, we're dating, you know, we're having sex, but maybe I'm not really ready for this as I thought I was.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys ever been in that situation where you're seeing someone and they're bringing past relationship baggage on you? Like, whoa, I'm not the one that cheated on you, bruh. Like, chill.
Yep.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it's pretty common. So Lawrence lets Chad and Derek get into his head, right? And he's like, okay. So in the next scene that we have with him, cuts to him, like, in the car. They're going to the movies. And Aparna's laughing at something on her phone. And Lawrence is like, what you laughing at? And she's, you know, in the moment, she doesn't notice he's talking. And he's kind of like, hey, what's going on? I didn't know your ex was that funny. Which I'm like, really? You're just going to assume
Jump
it's
into conclusion.
right.
That was the most, like, passive-aggressive
I
thing
know.
to say ever.
The
He's that
most-
funny? Like, just say how you really feel.
Exactly.
Let's talk.
Like, tripping. And this is, I mean, I kind of feel the same about Aparna. She's a little too cool. But I really love that when he started tripping and acting, you know, really jealous and insecure, she's like, I'm not dealing with this.
Yeah.
Been there, done
like
that.
Good for her.
Yeah, and left. So I was like, good for you, girl.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't really a fan of yours. But
That's crazy, though. The side of the first red flag, she was out. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Like,
But you know, that's a big red flag, though, because it's not like him and Issa dated for a few months or even a year. Like, they lived together. They were together for years. Like, their whole life was intertwined. So that's a lot for someone to take on, especially it's not like they broke up a year ago. Like, this is still fresh.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to have to side with a partner on this one and be like, look, bruh, get your stuff together. And later down the line, once you heal for yourself, maybe we can revisit this. But I think I would have been out too.
Yes. Yeah, he was doing
should have been
a lot.
out from since that dinner party.
For real.
Right.
Like, seeing him, like, curse her out after and, like, leave with her, I was like, no, this is obviously still too fresh. Maybe take a step back, but she toughed it out. It was just 30 days later. So
For a good month before. And then, of course, Issa calls.
Oh,
while
the
he's tripping. The timing.
The timing.
Oh my
While
God.
he's tripping about an ex, his ex calls him. And it's like, okay.
Irony.
Okay, we have the live chat going. So we kind of reverse, right? Yeah, could we get the live chat just a little bit bigger? Thanks, guys.
Oh,
okay. So, yeah, we're blind over here. It's a little small. They say, hey, let's see. BG says, I'm glad they brought the fact that Aparna was involved with a coworker previously. Yeah, it's good to know. I mean, it's good to know what's going on with who you're dating, I guess.
That situation too is also showing you, like, if you can avoid messing with somebody who you work with,
Hello.
let's just not go there.
Because even if Aparna and Lawrence are, you know, done for good, he's still gonna see her.
You still have to see her. You have to talk to her. The other dude is still there.
Yeah,
it's just
so
really
awkward.
messy.
Don't do it. Okay, so we reverse, right, back to the marathon, and then we get to Molly and her 30 days. So Molly, she's at the marathon. She's showing Issa a picture of Quentin, and she's like, yeah, he's cool, but I don't really like him like that. He's not my type.
Issa
Right,
said
like-
he has a beard though.
Issa so shady.
Right, so shady.
He got a nice beard. I was like,
Really? We can't give Lil Rel some love?
Right, give him some love.
don't try him like that.
You know.
He saved his friend and get out. You need to recognize.
Exactly.
That's
he can
true.
save your life.
You a real one.
He
That's
is
true.
a real one.
PSA.
Right. Okay, so, oh wow, CMH says Tasha Aparna.
Oh.
Well, we'll see if Tasha's gonna
I'm
be
Team
there.
Tasha.
Yeah.
I like Tasha.
Yeah. She's up for herself too. That's one thing I can give these ladies credit for in this show. Like, they don't really take Lawrence's shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Molly is meeting, she's on an interview with a black law firm, which I think is really great. And they immediately recognize her value and they give her an offer. So now she's getting options, kind of learning her value, which is what Quentin told her to do, right? And Quentin and Molly go to dinner, and he kind of shoots his shot, right? Like, oh, you're the most beautiful girl in the restaurant. Like, seeming very genuine, which I feel like is what Molly needs.
Yes.
I don't know why she won't, like, clue in.
It's that typical fact of he's the great package on the inside, but he's not what you want on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all know, we've all been there.
And we need to stop doing that.
Right. We gotta be smarter.
She was like, I'm just gonna say it. Like,
We out here waiting for people to text us back and they won't.
Right.
And we got men taking us to dinner and whatnot with
Thank
jobs.
you.
talk about it.
Doing the thing.
Talk about it.
Stuck on the dros.
He
when
just
we
has a
should
little,
be-
cushion for the pushing. You can get past it. Love him.
Right.
See, you're not like that. There you go. Equal opportunity for everybody.
Exactly. So he's trying to shoot his shot, let him know he's interested. Molly's like, oh yeah, homie.
Homie.
Call him. I'm like,
my
that's
That's
just
just bad as saying, like, you're like a brother to me.
yeah. Like that was kind of mean. Like you don't just call him a homie. You could be like, oh yeah, maybe we'll do dinner. I mean, homie is a little awkward.
Yeah.
So then we see her in the next scene, and she's back in therapy.
Thank God. Woo, round of applause.
Yes,
Good job, Molly.
Molly.
The people were asking for it.
Yes.
Right. You made a good decision, girl. And she's discussing, what her next position is going to be, what she's going to do. And then who texts her with that I miss you text?
That big head text.
But her married friend / fuck buddy, Dro.
Bae.
You're right. Okay, so in the chat, we have Henson saying the spark isn't there for her with Quentin. BG says, Quentin is so sweet and would treat Molly like a queen. Yeah. Model genius. That homie hurt my heart.
It
Me
really
too.
did. I was like, dang, you could have said, like, we're great friends.
Yes.
Or we'll see how this goes. But dang, the homie line,
She really emphasized. She was like, "Hey, homie."
Right?
Like, why'd you do
Molly
that?
extra.
Right. Like, girl, that just wasn't nice. But
So smashed.
yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
We see Molly and Quentin, they're working late in Chicago. I think Quentin has, decided, oh, I'm in the friend zone, and that's that.
Yeah.
They get a drink. Molly has one sip of this drink, and then before you know it, clothes are coming off. She's
Some Henny, girl.
Right.
Yes, it was the Henny.
girl. That Henny will.
As soon as I saw the
mess you
Henny,
up.
It was on and popping.
I knew it.
On and popping.
And the way she sipped it too, she said.
She knew what she
had that eyebrow raise. She like,
So she smashes Quentin, and I think it kind of gives, at this point, the audience is like, oh my God, maybe she's coming to her senses, she's learned.
There was no.
Really? You guys never thought?
Wait,
No.
It was the least steamy, least rom. I was like, this is like, I don't know, like walking in on your parents or something. There was just something so uncomfortable about it that I was like, ugh. And it made me sad because I want it for them. I want it for her.
Yeah.
Stop chasing these 6'8" men out here acting a fool.
And get like a nice 5.
Get you a 5'6" lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him for her though. I mean, I didn't like Lionel either. I just, somebody new. Season 3, bring somebody different.
Somebody new.
Like, as great as a guy as he is, like, the chemistry just isn't there, and you can't force that.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's not there, but I was, like, literally screaming at the TV, like, why does she have to smash so fast? Like,
I said the same thing. Right? I thought they were going to, like, make out a little bit, see how the vibes are going. Homegirl just got right on top.
She was, I was just like, no.
And she also said she was doing this, like, whole, I'm not getting down like that. I'm going to cleanse. I'm like, Molly, what happened? Like,
because even though he may be the nice guy and may, you know, treat you differently, like, still, like, don't do it. But of course Molly does it
when the Henny's in the system.
That Henny man, I'll get you messed up. Myra, I think Molly still has some issues. It got cut off, but yes, I agree, she definitely still has issues.
Yeah, she does.
Calvin says Quentin will get hurt when he finds Dro in her house banging another chick in her room.
Ooh.
Wow. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't get to that point. BG, I think Molly is addicted to Dro. Molly is confusing. She told Dr. Rhonda he doesn't seem like the guy she should be with.
She did say that.
And that's Molly's issue, right? She's so caught up on, like, my life should be like this.
Maybe Molly might be the one to swirl.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised.
You know?
I that wouldn't surprise me.
She just needs to shut the vagina down and use this and use this.
Use the head.
Just let's do that,
break, girl.
I wouldn't even say the heart because I feel like her heart is cut up with Dro. Just use the head.
True.
Don't. Okay. So we cut back. It's girls' night, and they're watching Due North, the season finale at Issa's. And they're talking about, you know, should Molly go with the blacks or should she go with the whites with her job offer, which is the realest conversation. I loved it. Kelly is amazing. Her comedic timing is on point.
More Kelly season 3.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. And you know, they touched on how you're working with blacks. It's too comfortable. Damn, Tyrese, like, I was dying. I was like, oh, it's so valid. And then the same working with whites, you know, you have to make them feel comfortable about you.
Yeah. That was too real.
Yeah. Right, too real. I feel like every person of color has probably felt that working in a white environment.
I've definitely worn my hair natural in a corporate environment and had people come and touch my hair.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, yeah. It's uncomfortable.
That's all your hair. Stop touching it.
Yeah, like, please don't. PSA, y'all, don't touch the hair.
Because when Emily gets a new haircut, people are like, hey, girl, great haircut. But then when I come in with a twist or something, it's like, oh, my God. All of a sudden, you need to touch it. Like, why?
How did you get it like that?
Right?
What
it's
did
such
you
a
do?
phenomena. Like, appreciate the love, but, like, 5 feet, like, please.
Yeah.
Ask me.
Personal boundaries, y'all. Okay, so it seems like they don't really say whether Molly makes a choice, but she goes in to meet her bosses at her current job, and she's thinking, okay, that promotion's coming, they're hyping me up, you know, and they hit her with the Rising Star Award.
Rising Star.
That joint looked like an award I got in middle school for dodgeball.
Participation.
Right. Like most improved player or something. I'm like, this is a law firm. Like, if you're the person that is working there is, you know, hitting your standards and beyond, you need to reward them with financial gains.
Yeah. And they know she's going on interviews with other companies. Yeah. They know she's looking outside, and all you can do is give her a Rising Star Award.
That's not money.
No.
I'm sorry.
It's not
like
doing
money,
that.
an offer, and an award?
Just like, give that to your landlord when you're paying
rent.
Yeah.
I don't have the rent, but here's my Rising Star Award. Just so you know.
You can, you
that
can do with that what you want.
I just feel like I'm like I said in past episodes, I've always been down for Molly, fighting for what's hers. You know, she's putting in all this work, but clearly they're showing you what you mean to them.
Right.
So it might be, I think it's time to bounce.
I think she's out. I don't think she's going to stay after that.
Yeah.
Time to go.
I hope so. I think the black law firm would be a nice change of pace. She hopefully will be making a lot more money, and she seems like she'd be valued. Okay. So, and it's also one thing that is interesting is that in Lawrence and Molly's scenes, like, it's hinted sort of that Tiffany is pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And we have that confirmed when we get to Issa's 30 days.
Right.
And they meet up with Kelly. She's at the end of the finish line because she got her period midway through and couldn't finish. And I was like, damn, girl.
In the all-white
In the
Ivy Park.
all-white.
In her Ivy Park.
Ivy Park.
Come on, promo.
I was like, damn, another hilarious Kelly scene. So we get this information that Tiffany is pregnant, which I've seen different stuff on Twitter and people talking about, like, maybe this isn't Derek's child.
Ooh.
Did you guys notice in that combo at Lawrence's house where they were trying to tell him to get rid of that other dude, and what's Tiffany's husband? Derek was saying how he got rid of somebody else.
Yeah.
So I'm
that
like,
Tiffany works with.
Yeah.
He
So
talked to him.
I don't know if that was trying to play at maybe who could be the father.
Right.
Like, why would they drop that gem?
Mm-hmm. And then also,
And he was very serious.
He
when
was
said
very
it, too.
serious.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned that Tiffany was going to watch the dinner finale at Issa's house. And then we cut to Issa's house on that scene, and she hits him up like, I can't come through. But she's also not with Derek, so it's like, where
you at, girl?
Right. I hope that's not
Miss
the case.
Perfect.
Right, Miss Perfect.
So perfect.
Perfect relationship. I feel like season 3, we're going to see what's happening there.
Yeah.
And earlier in the season, they hinted that Derek cheated when he was living in a hotel. So maybe she could have gotten her revenge and ended up pregnant.
And that she's been trying for a long time, and then
Right.
she just popped up pregnant. So that's really interesting.
Oof.
In the chat, Model Genius says Tiffany is a cheater.
Ooh.
I don't want to claim that for her yet.
I know.
I really hope not.
I agree. Was it Myra? I hope they get into the backstory for Tiffany and
Yes.
Derek.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of their relationship that we don't know
Mhm.
because she paints them as this perfect couple.
Yeah,
So I would
and
love to see that.
it's like been these inklings right throughout the season that something's not fully okay there or wasn't okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's pretty interesting. So, meanwhile, at the marathon, from Issa's perspective, she sees at the corner of her eye Lawrence and Aparna and all the coworkers, and Lawrence picks up Aparna, gives her this big kiss.
Being extra.
Ooh, being extra. And I just know her heart was like, oh,
yeah.
just like.
What a thing to see, though.
Yeah.
That's like something out of a nightmare. Like, I hope to never see an ex that I care about like that. Like,
Right, looking so happy with his new girl. It's like, oh, God, I know that hurt. And you can see it on Issa's face. And then meanwhile, her friends are like, oh, yeah, Molly's interviewing. And I'm pregnant. Tiffany's like, I'm pregnant. And Kelly's running 9 miles. And Issa.
Yeah.
So I know she was feeling a little, like, in her feelings, dealing with all of that.
Well, that's why she blurted out, oh, well, I'm moving.
Right.
She didn't have anything else to say.
Which,
Poor Issa.
I know. She's
pretty big,
she's
though.
Going through it.
It is.
for her.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a good step. So the next scene, she's meeting with her boss. And the boss comes to her and she's really upset because she's like, you've been having these segregated sessions, you know, how much trouble we could be in, and kind of pinning this all on Issa and saying, you know, I need to reevaluate you being out in the field and working with kids, which I feel like is just another thing. Like, it's all piling up on Issa. It has been for the past few episodes. It's like, damn, I would like to see her, I don't know, get some, like a
Relief.
break. Yeah, get a break.
Well, maybe the fact that she's going through all of this at some point next season, she'll come out on top. Because, you know, that's how things kind of work. Like, you go through, like, it's not one thing, it's another, and it just keeps happening, and then, boom, you have your breakthrough. So, I don't know what her breakthrough could be next season, but
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
maybe this is the worst of it.
Yeah, hopefully she'll stop taking all these L's at work. Like, she's trying hard. That scene was kind of hard to watch for her. 'Cause I feel like she was genuinely trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. She
And
was.
finally speaking up, and then it was like, it just started spiraling. Like, do you know what position you put us in? Like, how could you do this? I need to reevaluate this. I was like,
Right, and she initially, you know, was just going with the flow. And then when she really decided every kid needs opportunity, that's when she gets in trouble. So it's kind of like, it's like you said, she got in trouble for doing the right thing.
But I kind of feel like Issa might need to move on and find a new job.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's run her course there.
what else could you see her doing?
I don't know.
I think
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a really good
I think it should still be something in nonprofit or like working with kids. And that's what she's passionate about, but just in a different...
Maybe she could start her own business.
I feel
or like social work. Like, is that what she went to school for? Like, I don't really. Like,
Yeah, I
what's
don't
Issa's deal?
I feel like they kind of hint towards that though, because when she has to move out, she's talking about like, I could get a second job or whatever. So I think
true.
the like job thing is kind of being hinted that maybe next season we'll see something different for her.
That's interesting.
She's gonna be at Best Buy.
But I really like Frida, so I kind of hope that she's still in the mix somehow.
SD Henson said apartheid, talking about Aparna, gets on my nerves. Is something I don't like about her. I cannot.
I like that nickname.
Apartheid.
Messy.
Eddie Nelson, next season Issa definitely needs improvement. I think she needs a vacation. Yeah, she needs something. A promotion.
She needs to go.
Yeah, she needs something. Okay, so after they wrap up the Due North finale, cutting back to Issa and her friends at the apartments, they're packing up her stuff. They're clowning her like, girl, you don't really got any stuff anyway. I was like, damn, it just keeps coming. Sad. It keeps coming. And like helping her. And at this point, she has nowhere to go. So I feel like as the audience, kind of like, okay, what's her next move? What's going to happen? Yeah. Where is she moving to? And then we cut to like Frida being promoted to director, which is kind of another, hardship for Issa. Then after that, we're at the yard sale, and she's selling her things for like pennies, right?
Yeah.
No money. She's like, damn. Going through it. Sees the neighbor she slept with his new girl, which is like, you just, every guy that you've been with.
Right.
And then meanwhile, like, her brother's kind of clowning her throughout this whole time.
Yeah.
And we see, she's going to go live with her brother. Right? And
I would not want to live with him.
No.
He had too many rules.
Too many
He's
like,
attitude.
Yeah.
No. That would not last.
Okay, so her brother drops her off at the dunes. He's like, you got 10, or she said, I'm going to be 10 minutes. Just give me a minute. And meanwhile, early in the episode, she called Lawrence and said, hey, I'm moving. You come get your stuff. I'm not going to be there from 2 to 6. Come then. So she's walking into the apartment thinking, Lawrence will not be there, right? Coming to get his stuff. He hates me, whatever. She turns the corner, and who is there waiting?
The Drake lookalike in his turtleneck.
Right, with that turtleneck.
And I called it too when she was walking upstairs. I was like, I bet you he's gonna be
right.
waiting.
Yeah. I was like, he has to be.
Glad.
He has to be. He's waiting for her, and then they have this like super deep conversation that had everybody in tears, all in their feelings, thinking about exes and memories and all of this stuff. So Lauren says, I just feel like I'm fucking everything up, which I think. Like, talking about, I think Aparna and work and just all of these things. And Issa's kind of like, well, I'm here to talk about it. And he asked her, are you moving because of rent? And she's like, yeah, that and other things. Which seems like the memories of Lawrence, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And then we finally have this moment where Lawrence apologizes to her for not being there, for not meeting her expectations. Yeah. And it's like such a big clarity moment, I feel like.
Yes.
As Kelly would say, it's growth.
Yes, growth. Major growth.
I was very satisfied with their conversation. I know I said that. I was like, please, let them have an adult conversation. Let's be honest, because if you've been with someone as long as they were together, you guys should be able to know how to talk to each other. You should be able to respect each other. At the end of the day, no matter what emotions, you guys were friends at some point. So let's get back to that. Let's have an adult conversation. And I think what I liked most about the conversation is that it was something where Issa said is, I was depending on you to be strong for both of us. And when at the end of the day, I couldn't even do that for myself. So I like the conversation that they both said, okay, we both had our own parts in this. And at the end of the day, like they said, you definitely, when you're in a relationship with somebody, yes, you want to do things for them or, on behalf of both of us. But if you're not together yourself first, how can you be there for someone else? Yeah. So I'm really glad that they came to that
conclusion.
Conclusion.
Yeah, it was a long time coming for sure.
I think that was the type of closure that everybody wants.
It is.
For real.
Yeah.
I was watching it, I was like, well, damn.
Wish I could have this conversation.
Like,
looking at your phone.
Yeah, might text you. I didn't, but.
So yeah, they both apologize to each other, and it seems like they finally have reached like a good place. Lawrence says, "Hey, I'm gonna bounce." He's just like, "Cool." Walks to the door. Then Lawrence turns around, gets down on one knee. "I can't live without you." And you see this montage of like, oh, they're engaged, now they're married. They both look great, like her in the wedding dress, him in the tux. Then
so good.
So good, right?
Yeah. That was everything.
It was everything. Like, then they're sexing, and she's pregnant, and then walking with like the cutest
little
baby, like brown baby. I was like, my heartstrings. Yeah. And they're playing, I think there was John Legend in the back, like everything to get you in your feels, right? Just everything to be like, damn. And then, of course, it's
they yank it away from
us.
us.
Yank it away. It's a daydream.
So did you guys think it was real at first?
No.
Okay, yeah, me either.
Well, pause. Before I actually saw the episode, I saw a clip of it in Spanish because I was watching another episode here, and all I saw was him get on his knee and her say "sí," and I was like, "Wait, what is happening?" And so I had to sit there for like an hour, not knowing what was going on until I got home, and I was like, "Did he propose to her?"
Yeah,
but he didn't.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't true, and I'm glad that it was just a thought, because I think that would have kind of been like a wrong turn for Insecure.
Yeah.
But yes, I knew it wasn't real, but that really made me sad, because I'm like, oh my God, like this could have been so great.
I know, they're so cute.
I was like, come
life
on,
doesn't happen how we planned it.
It doesn't, and that's so real. I feel like to show a scene where, you know, because a lot of times when you're with someone for a long time, you really love them, you do like see this whole life together. And so when you break up, it is sort of like you're letting go of that person, but also letting go of that future you envisioned.
Right.
And that seems like that was kind of that moment for her, and I'm glad that they had it. Yeah. In the chat, Eddie says that was dope. They patched it up like adults. I agree. Myra says they took responsibility for what they did wrong. All of my emotions. Yeah, definitely emotional scene.
Yes.
So after and they also mentioned they both still love each other.
That's when the tears really started coming.
That's when like the deep breath.
Right. And Lawrence was crying. Like,
that's
getting choked up.
I was like,
oh, Jesus, this is too much.
And just because you love someone doesn't mean that you guys are meant to be together.
Yeah.
And I think that was another conclusion that they had. They will always love each other, probably always have each other's back, but at the end of the day,
yeah, it's true.
It's
a
over.
big reality check for them.
It is.
Where they were in their lives.
Yeah, love is not the end all be all for relationships. You need a lot more than just that to make it work. Yep. So meanwhile, we cut to the girls, Molly and Issa, doing like this super cute Moroccan night. Got the wine, and I love that they made time to kind of put that in there just to show that love between the two of them. Because I think the show is more than just like Issa and Lawrence. It's also Issa and Molly too.
Yes.
And like having close girlfriends there when your ex, you guys have this heavy moment, you suddenly love each other and you're crying. Yeah. Like you need someone to talk to, and I'm glad Molly was there for her.
They are my favorite relationship on the entire show.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love the way the show still always finds a way to celebrate their friendship and just closeness amongst just Black girls and having each other's back. A lot of the times, you know, with women, sometimes it could be that catty element or just like when things go south, you know, especially in adult friendships, it's hard to keep things going. But the fact that they're both grown, going through what they're going through, and they still always come back to each other to be there for each other. It's like, damn, girl, can we be best friends?
Right.
Let's make it a threesome.
Like, round of applause. I
want to be in that friendship. Like, it's so cool.
Yeah, and I also love that Molly kind of knows that Issa is broke, and it was little things like she bought her the Moroccan outfit. She bought like all the Moroccan food and wine because obviously Molly, you know, has a really great job, and Issa's kind of struggling right now. So it was just nice to see like one girl kind of be there for her best friend as opposed to kind of, I think a lot of times you see Black women especially like being catty on TV.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm glad that it showed that at the end of the day, Issa's going to be okay. Like, her feelings are hurt, but she has good friends behind her. She's going to move forward. She's going to be okay. So I like that.
I think they could learn a lot about relationships in general from their relationship with one another.
Yeah.
Like, I wish they paid attention to it. And just because, like, Issa obviously is kind of a hot mess right now, but Molly obviously loves her unconditionally. That's her girl.
Right.
Which Molly would apply that to men, but... And, you know, same with Issa, but...
If only. So, you know, it's looking like, hey, this fight is going to wrap up really mature. It seems like the characters are in good place.
Yeah.
Molly is, seeing a guy that treats her pretty well, and Issa and Lawrence had closure, and everything is great. And so then we see Molly getting her lingerie, and I think it's meant to show, but you're thinking, oh, she's getting lingerie for Quentin, right? She opens the door, and who is standing there but tall, married Dro in all his glory. And I was just like, Molly, no, we went through this already.
The looks they gave each other, I was just like,
I know.
I had to step away. I was like, no, this is not about to happen right now.
Yep.
Oh my God.
It frustrated me because, like, because at this point, it's no longer like, going back and forth, like, oh, this is wrong, I don't know. Like, at this point, she, like, does not care.
She don't care.
No,
she is
that's out the
full
window.
in it.
Yeah.
Like, all the way in. And I think the thing that frustrated me about it is that we still didn't really hear much from Candace, right? About, like,
Right.
and I guess they're saving it for season 3.
We got to come back for that.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
wants to
come back
know.
for that.
If they gave it to me at the end, I would have been like, wow. I mean, it would have felt more complete, but
Yeah.
we got
now I really, really want to know. Like, I need to know.
Exactly. Like, what is the deal? Like, can we get Candace to something? Somebody have to let me know what's really happening here, because I feel like Dro is playing games.
He is. And it's going to be interesting to see how she's going to be juggling these two men.
Yeah.
And keeping her emotions straight and all that. So, I don't know, Molly.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, Molly.
Molly,
Had hope. So then at least we're like, hey, well, Issa,
We got Issa
to
at
a good
least.
place. She's moved out of the dunes. She had closure, all this great stuff. Then we see her walk up to the door, and as soon as I saw that door, I was like, I know whose door that is.
Yeah.
Open it up, and it's Daniel, of course, standing there. And she's like, I'm sleeping on the couch, and he's like, I know.
I know.
So,
Attitude.
All.
There you go,
all
Daniel.
right.
Shade.
So I guess she's not staying with her brother. She's staying with Daniel.
Yeah.
Which was so kind of random to me.
Super random.
Because, like, last we'd heard, like, she was still mad about getting in the eye. And, like,
Exactly.
I thought we were done with him for a minute. But
I think
know.
she's doing what she did before, which is using Daniel to heal her wounds.
Yeah.
Like, these
Yeah.
are still, I'm sure she's still processing everything that happened with Lawrence, so she's just going to get under another guy, which is totally not the way to go about it, but,
And I feel
I
for
don't know.
Daniel.
Because I don't think he's a bad guy. I actually really
Yeah.
liked it.
I like
no, I think he's a
Daniel.
good guy.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
because he's going to fall into the same thing, like with Issa, because
Yeah.
I don't know, do you like see them like lasting and becoming something, or you think this will be like something temporary?
I feel like Issa keeps trying to put him in like the jump off box. And
It's
he
what
wants,
it feels like.
and
Yeah.
he wants more, and that's why he keeps letting her back in, and it's clear that like she's kind of just using him.
Well,
to,
yeah.
like,
This is the second time she's hurt him.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like, for him to even allow her to sleep on his couch, like, that's,
Right.
that's still nice. So,
Mhm.
I want Daniel to leave Issa alone.
Yeah.
He needs to
Yeah.
leave her alone.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yeah.
self-respect, Daniel.
Our protagonist, she's going to be just single.
Right,
Yeah.
on
Hotel.
Daniel's couch. And then it's also interesting because she got a friend request from Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
She
So, they've reached this closure. She gets his friend request. I don't know. That's pretty small, but who's to say? You guys think maybe that's like the jumping point to something more?
No.
No?
I think to me, I just took it as, okay, we've made up, we're friends, this is a step in the friendship direction. I didn't take it as him wanting anything more, at least not right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to agree, because I feel like if he had hoped that it would someday be more, he would have said more when they parted ways at the dunes. It was
Right.
kind of just like, all right, I'm going to go. This is a little heavy. I'm out. But
Right.
I guess, like you said, the friend quest was like a small creeping back
Yeah.
into getting into her life again, considering he blocked her. So
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like he was like cracking the door open just a little
Exactly.
bit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, we'll come back to this. But I don't know. I think the last scene with Issa knocking on Daniel's door kind of made me realize, like, I don't know how much I, like, mess with Issa as far as, like, the romantic scene. Because she really is kind of, like, I wouldn't call her the antagonist, but she is, like, she hasn't made any good romantic decisions.
She's still
At all.
growing, Drew.
She is.
Trying to stand for my girl.
But, like, because, Lawrence Hive is very strong on Twitter and whatnot.
I hear you.
They
And
are.
so, like, for a while there, I was like, nah, y'all wrong about Issa, like, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, maybe you might have a point, just a little bit.
Because she's kind of messing things up.
Yeah.
She could. I think she's allowed to be messy. Guys can be messy all the time.
Everybody on this show is messy.
Yeah,
Think
it's
about
true.
it. It's just your perspective and who you decide to stick up for. But at the end of the day, if we break down all of the characters, all their habits and what they do,
All of them.
everybody's messy.
They
Everybody.
all...
Except Kelly.
Yeah,
Except
except Kelly. Except Kelly, who I
Kelly
love.
has hella perspective.
Yeah.
She does. In the chat, BG said, why would Daniel let her back in his home after the way she played him several times? That's the question. I think he's in love with her. That's what I think.
her.
He does.
Damn, I feel bad for him.
I know. He's
I
gonna
do
get hurt.
too. Daniel.
He's gonna get hurt.
I love this
Sandra.
broken girl.
Right. Daniel is a gentleman. Yeah. Okay. So predictions for season 3, ladies. What do we have?
I don't even know at this point.
It's just so much going on.
I might piggyback off of a prediction I saw in the chat earlier about Dro and Molly's dynamic for next season, that maybe she'll be using Dro for the passion and Quentin for the emotion and maybe just that support as she leaves her job and, you know, transition, just like he's been her rock this entire time.
Yeah.
And just keep him as a side piece.
Boyfriend number 2.
Dangerous.
It is.
For as long as she can keep up that kind of balance. Because, you know, girl, that's a lot to juggle. So
Yeah.
It is.
see how long that lasts.
Oh, I think Issa is gonna call herself trying to maybe find something with Daniel, and Daniel's not gonna have it. I think I think next season he'll probably pretty much just be her friend. I think honestly he's probably gonna give her a timeline how long she can even stay at his place. As far as Lawrence, I feel like Lawrence might go on the single spell for a while, and I think I don't necessarily have a prediction for what's her name?
Aparna?
No,
Tiffany?
Tiffany.
I don't necessarily have a prediction, but you guys just definitely sparked my interest to see what's gonna happen with this baby.
I think I wouldn't necessarily say, well, yeah, I guess it's a prediction. I would really like to see, like, how we got to see the relationship of, like, Molly and Issa and, like, you know, Black girls empowering. I would like to see that, but for Lawrence and, like, with his friends. I'd like to see Lawrence be, like, kind of just doing his thing. I'd love to see, like, Black men interacting and empowering each other. That's what I want next season.
I like that.
Agreed, girl.
Yeah, I think that would actually be really great to see more of that, and hopefully they would lead him in, like, a better direction than they did with that whole Aparna situation, because clearly that wasn't good advice. As far as Issa, Daniel, Lawrence, I have no idea. I don't know. Like, the show continues to surprise me, so I have no clue where that could possibly go.
And I want to see Daniel with a new girl.
A new girl?
I want to see, I want a new love interest for Daniel.
Someone who will appreciate him.
Actually, I'm thinking of, like, 2 other things for next season. One, whatever happens, do you think her Spanish bae will ever make another appearance? Because, like, he kind of disappeared.
Good question.
That was real random.
And my second question is, would you guys still be interested in watching Insecure next season if somehow Lawrence and Issa get back together and they're just, like, happy together? Like, where, like, does the show go from there? Like, I keep thinking of, like, how they can, like, just introduce new conflict for these characters and if they'll ever make their way back to each other. And will there still be a story to tell if they're just, like, happily ever after?
Right.
I think,
Or not together at all.
Or not, like, that's true.
I feel like they kind of prepped us for next season, like, where they could do either or, like, have them together at some point or not at all, because they've been kind of, like, bringing up the side characters and, like, making them have bigger plot lines, and I feel like they're kind of prepping us to have them also be, like, main focal points of next season. So, I don't know, I think I hope they don't get together next season, just because I would really like to see them grow on their own.
Right.
And do different things. But I wouldn't be opposed to, like, at some point during this entire series, like, they maybe revisit. I don't want, like, a Ross and Rachel type thing.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like it could turn into something that just spans over the series. Like, is it always going to be about those two finding their way back to each other? Or are they ever going to be separate?
Yeah, if they did get back together, I think there's something to see there, you know, because we didn't really see much of their relationship before they broke up. So it might be interesting to see their dynamic as a couple and, like, learning more about their backstories and how they even got together. Like, there's so much we don't really know about them as a couple. So, I don't know. I'd be open to it.
Yeah, I would still watch. And I think Insecure overall, and I think season 2 did a good job of, like you just said, like, really introducing all of the other characters, because even though the first season was a lot about Issa and Daniel's relationship, the show is about way more than just Issa and Daniel, or Issa and Lawrence, and even Molly and Issa. Like, there's so much more to talk about. So, and we have great writers and everything, so I'm sure whatever happens next season is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm so excited. Sad that it's over.
It's over, guys.
It's been such a pleasure doing this after show. We're looking forward to season 3. That's it, guys. All the time we have. My name is Mariel Turner. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mariel_Turner.
My name is Drew Jones, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at OKDrewJ.
And I'm Ashley Allen. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ashley Reed Allen.
And I'm Christine Alexis. You can find me all over social media at Christine Bean. Keep tweeting us now that the season's over. Let us know what you guys think.
Yes. Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys.
Peace.
See ya.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.